Girl, what?
Does today feel weird to you?
Yeah. When I woke up, I didn't have a bed. My mattress was just like on the floor.
Me too. We used to have beds, right?
Right.
Wait, why are you folding wet clothes?
I don't know. There's no dryer.
We can't shift gears.
Oh no! It's a day without Black inventions! Okay, that's enough. You get it, we get it.
Black people invented stuff. End of episode?
No, there's more to it.
Like what?
Slavery.
Okay, explain.
Here's the thing, Evie Pooh.
Don't call me that.
It's all about the Benjamins.
Money?
Right. Sure, that's what I meant. Money. As in, we couldn't make any for 250 years. And I'm not talking about picking cotton.
Thank God.
I'm talking about not owning our intellect. See, Black people being equal to white people in every way
Preach.
didn't lose their intellect just because they were in bondage. We were inventing solutions to everyday problems. But the one problem Black people couldn't solve was the discrimination that made it impossible for them to patent and profit off of their inventions. Take, for instance, Ned. Ned was a slave in Mississippi.
Oh God. Poor Ned.
Right. But he found a way to make his cotton picking easier.
I thought you said no cotton picking.
In 1857, Ned invented a very effective new cotton scraper.
Go Ned.
So his master, Oscar Stewart, decided to patent it.
What? He didn't invent anything.
Exactly. So the patent office said, nope.
Good.
But was it though? Because Oscar just started selling it without a patent.
No, he didn't.
He sure did. And he got away with it by making sure that every ad said clearly that it was his slave Ned's invention.
Well, that's something, I guess.
Wait, I'm not done. The ad also said that Ned's invention proved that slavery was good for Black people and does not, as the abolitionist said, dwarf the mind of the Negro.
Well, this Negro is about to dwarf him.
Free Black people were inventing things all the time.
That's right.
Like Henry Boyd. He was born into slavery in 1802, and he purchased his freedom in 1826.
I am so proud of him.
Me too. He was a carpenter, and he invented a corded bed with wooden rails connected to a headboard and a footboard.
And he was free, so ka-ching?
No, because he was still Black. He knew that his patent would likely be rejected and his invention might be stolen. So he decided to partner with a white craftsman and have him apply for the patent.
That's only half the Benjamins.
Messed up, but partnering with the white guy also made it possible for him to have a company with Black and white employees. By law, free Black people could not employ white people, and since there weren't many free Blacks to employ, it was almost impossible to build your business without owning slaves, which, no way.
Yikes. Okay, so do you have any good stories?
No, not really.
Well, I do. Meet Benjamin Montgomery.
Oh, tell us about the Benjamin.
Wait, was that what you Never mind. So, Benjamin was a slave in Mississippi, and in the 1850s, he invented a steamboat propeller especially designed for shallow water.
Ooh, shallow. I love shallow.
Yeah, shallow was good because shallow water is where boats carried small necessities like food.
Ooh, food. I love food.
Right, and steamboats were getting stuck in the water all the time, delaying the deliveries. Well, Montgomery applied for a patent and it was...
Rejected?
Yes, rejected because he was a slave. So his master, who happened to be Joseph Davis, Jefferson Davis's brother,
okay, weird coincidence,
applied to patent it, and that was also...
Rejected!
Why are you so excited?
I love life!
Yes, it was rejected because he didn't invent it. But that's okay, because Montgomery started selling it anyway.
Bold move, Ben.
Joseph Davis had this deal with his slaves where they could work for themselves and keep the cash if they paid him for the time they would have spent in his fields.
Thanks?
So Montgomery sold his propellers, giving a lion's share to his owner, until after the Civil War, when he was free.
Take that, Davis brothers.
And then he sold it for himself, still without patent protection, and was able to amass a sizable fortune.
Go, Ben. It's your birthday. Go,
That's
Ben.
not a thing anymore, Azie.
Oh, I think it is.
Back to me. I got one more. Benjamin Bradley. Do we have time?
Anything for a Benjamin.
Born a slave in 1830, this Benjamin, not unlike the other, had a natural skill and curiosity toward math, which he learned secretly from his master's kids.
Oh, those kids were bad.
Sometimes being bad is good. His master rented him out as an office worker to the Department of Natural and Experimental Philosophy at the Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland.
I'm sorry, what?
He was essentially an employee of the Naval Academy, but his pay went to his master.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, slavery. Professors at the academy were so impressed with his scientific mind that they made him an assistant in the science department. There, Bradley developed the first model of a steam engine for a warship.
War. What is it good for?
Making bank. Of course, he couldn't patent the engine because he was a slave, but he sold it anyway.
Like Benjamins are wont to do.
And the money from the sales allowed him to purchase his freedom.
Well, he earned it.
Freedom isn't earned, Azie. Everyone is born free.
You are so wise, Ev.
I know, right?
Hi, Nadia. Thanks for talking to us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, how difficult is it to obtain a patent, and why do they even matter?
So it's very difficult to obtain a patent simply because there's not really any data collected once you're applying for a patent. So while that may seem like, oh, well, that makes for a fair process, unfortunately, it doesn't allow for public policy or analysts or anyone to really understand who are creating these patents and how are we attracting more diverse applicants, as well as how are we making opportunities for there to be a diverse pool of people participating in the patent-making economy. So as we stand today, there are about an estimated $8 trillion being made from the U.S. patent economy. And so that's about 1/3 of the U.S. GDP. So that alone breaks down how important patent making is, not only to, America being progressive or the United States being in the forefront of innovation, but also in terms of impacting our economy.
So we've figured out that Black people have had to navigate a difficult patent system throughout history. How does that affect the U.S. as a whole today?
This system, contributes greatly to our U.S. economy, not only in money making, but also in terms of providing a substantial amount of job opportunities. So about 27 million jobs indirectly come from IP intensive industries. And then if you break those numbers down even further, you see that about 30% of all employment in the U.S. actually comes from the patent economy. So it's very important that the U.S. makes sure that there is an opportunity for everyone to participate in this. So that way, again, we're staying ahead in terms of innovation.
So who are some of your current faves out here inventing?
Lonnie Johnson, who invented the Super Soaker water gun. I think we've all played with one of those. As a kid, they were really great devices to keep you cool. And then you have Bishop Curry at 10 years old, who invented a device that helped prevent infants, dying in like hot cars or cars getting too warm. I thought that was, I was in awe of that. I remember always ranting and raving about Madam C.J. Walker, who created, the first successful care line products for African American women.
Thanks, Nadia. Bye.
No problem. Let me know if you need anything else.
What invention are you waiting to come along, and how would it help you?
I like that thing in Star Trek where you just type in what food you want and then it just comes out.
I'm thinking more like a device that will detangle your hair for you.
Oh no, that's amazing.
I'm saying. Well, that's all we got today.
Wait, no Benjamin Banneker?
No time.
Benjamin Franklin?
He was white.
What?
Subscribe, follow, social media, etc. We owe a lot to Black inventors, and so instead of our usual credits, we'd like to offer them the credit that they so often did not receive. Roll 'em. Okay.
Thanks, Jim. Oh my God, I love Super Soakers.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, this is getting ridiculous.
Cell phone technology. Oh my God. Take a nap, Black people. Stop this being prolific stuff.
Gosh, ambitious?
Okay. Okay, Black people.